the challenge is on. The red light is flashing. I've got a very small amount of battery left, so every image is gonna count here. Morning everyone and welcome back to the vlog. Now what if I told you that you don't need to spend thousands of pounds on camera gear? You might think, well, that's easy for you to say, Andy, you've got a bag stuffed full of expensive camera equipment. Well, what I've done today is I've set myself a challenge. I've given myself £150 and I'm gonna head over to eBay and fully kit myself out to go out and take some beautiful landscape images. All right, so let's see what we can get for our £150. When you're starting out, the goal isn't perfection, it's flexibility. So I'm looking for three things. I'm looking for a camera that I can get full manual control over, a decent lens, hopefully something that comes with the camera. Usually kit lenses can be pretty good. And I'm also looking to get some sort of support, a tripod, just to balance the camera on to get those beautiful shots. So first up's the camera. Now I'm not chasing megapixels or the latest model. I just need something that's reliable, small, that I can throw into a backpack nice and easily. And older DSLRs are perfect for this. They're cheap, tough, and can produce some beautiful images. Now, if you're buying a DSLR, obviously you're gonna need a lens, but a lot of these cameras do come with their original kit lenses, and a kit lens is good enough for landscapes. So I think that's gonna fit perfectly into my budget. So next up's the tripod. Now this is non-negotiable when you're talking about landscape photography, and especially if you're photographing on older DSLRs, they don't have stabilization. And fortunately, there are loads of tripods available within a budget. So what I'm going to do is go for a tripod that I recognize the brand make, but not worry so much about the condition. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I think that's it. All we've got to do is sit back, wait a few days for those packages to arrive. And when they do, I'll show you what I spent my budget on. So you can see my packages have finally arrived after a few days. First off, let's take a look at the camera. Bet you're wondering what I managed to get for my budget. Well, I decided to go for the same system that I'm using already, just to make it easier so that I know the menu layout, and this is what I got. So I went for the Nikon 3200. It's a nice little compact camera, 24 megapixels. This one came with an 18 to 55mm kit lens, one battery, an SD card, so that's a bonus. It's a little bit grubby, but nothing that a little cleanup won't cure, and came with a charger as well. Total cost £118. What a great start. Next up, the tripod. £15 bargain. Let's see just how much of a bargain it really was. Now, I went for the Manfrotto tripod. It's a tripod I've used before in the past. They're a good sturdy tripod. This is small, pretty lightweight, came with a sort of basic ball head on top, carrying case, and should fit nicely in a backpack. In fact, that's the nice thing about this camera and this tripod. Don't need to spend out on a camera bag to carry these. These would both fit in a standard backpack with the rest of your stuff. So £118 for the camera, £15 bargain for the tripod. That just gave me enough in my budget to get a new polarizing filter, 52mm for this camera, £15. I still had £2 left in my budget. So let's gather up the gear, head on out to one of my favorite locations and see if we can capture some stunning images. So I've got to say, I'm really enjoying being out with just the camera and the tripod. I'm looking at poor Corin behind the camera there with all of the video gear and the backpack on, and I'm feeling quite smug. I was really looking forward to getting out. I think it's that challenge of using a camera that I haven't used before, but also putting myself a little bit to the test. You know, we get comfortable with all the gear that we have, and sometimes stripping that all back really does make you look at your subject a little bit differently. But, you know, what's far more important than the gear that you've got with you? It's your subject matter, the light, and your composition. And if you can bring all of those things together, you're gonna come away with a beautiful image, no matter what gear you're using. So I've set the camera up in manual mode just because that's the way I'm used to working, but you can easily put it on shutter priority, aperture priority, and I've got that 15-pound polarizer on the front of the camera, and it's doing a great job. I can see that light being cut back. Fortunately today we've got some cloud and it's really diffusing that light. I found this small little waterfall cascading up through here, and that light coming down from the leaves is giving the water a really soft green colour. Yeah, it's just beautiful, and it's, as I said earlier on, it's a real nice challenge coming out with a different camera, adapting to that camera, but using what's around me to produce some beautiful images. Now I'm using the 5-second timer on the back of the camera, mainly because the tripod's lightweight, and just to make sure that there's no movement in my images to keep them nice and sharp. A 5-second timer is just going to allow enough time for me to press the shutter button and then give it a chance for everything to settle before it takes that image. Now I was trying to work out what it was that was giving me so much pleasure from using this little camera and being out today. And I think what it is it's stripping everything back to the basics. You know, as landscape photographers, it's all about being in the outdoors and exploring our surroundings. And by using the natural light and by using the elements that are here already, it really helps you to immerse yourself and perhaps strip back everything that we've kind of learned over the years, right back to the basics. And what's that? It's about being outdoors, enjoying the experience, and coming away with some beautiful images. Now, those of you who watch the vlog regularly may recognise this tree. A few episodes back, I did a review on a field monitor and whether it was beneficial taking one out with you. And I really wanted to come back and re-photograph this tree, especially this time of the year when it was going to be covered in fresh new leaves. And it really is beautiful. So pretty straightforward. I've got the polarizer on. I'm shooting at around about a shutter speed of around about a second. F10. Nice straightforward composition, and you know that the ISO 100 is the lowest this camera will go. I know that around about f8, f10 I'm going to get the best out of this lens. What a beautiful shot. Here's the image. So I'm heading up to the back waterfall, which is what I was aiming for, but the pressure's on because already the red light is flashing that my battery is low. And I think that's probably one area that I would perhaps invest a little bit more. 1 or 2 extra batteries, which wouldn't be expensive, but especially the way I photograph. I use the LCD screen more than I use the viewfinder, which really does put extra pressure on those batteries. But again, another challenge. Let's see if we can get that image with that last bit of battery we've got left. So these are the falls that I was aiming for, and it really is just a mesmerizing scene. That new growth in the trees really adds a splash of color with that soft light that's coming through the clouds. I'm going to see if I can photograph from the right-hand side. I've got a few images over from the left there, but maybe capturing some of this rock with the moss coming down. As I said, the challenge is on. The red light is flashing. I've got a very small amount of battery left, so every image is going to count here. But what a finale to what has been a beautiful time out here. I've really enjoyed using this little camera. It's given me a lot of pleasure, and I'm hoping that when I go back, the images will give me just as much pleasure. So anyway, let me set up. Let's capture this scene. So this is my final scene. You can see that battery light is right in the red there. But what I've done is I've brought the camera right down low so that I can use this bit of rock as foreground interest. It sweeps round from the right, finishes off at the left. There's a few nice drop seeds along the bottom, adding a little bit of colour. And then we've got that backdrop of the light, which really draws the eye into the image. It's an epic scene with all of that beautiful moss coming off of the rocks on my right hand side. We've got a little bit of tree still on the left there with some moss dripping off. I think that we're in spring now, and those new leaves are really adding an extra splash of colour to the scene. So let's get this shot. Put on the 5-second timer, And that's it. Last image of the day is the shot. So if you've been waiting to start photography because of money, don't. Start with using what you can afford and focus on what really matters. Because great photography isn't about the price of your camera, it's about how you see the world. So I think that's it for this episode of the vlog. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a thumbs up. And if you're new to photography, let me know what got you started and what camera you're using. I always love to hear from you, and we always appreciate the comments and feedback. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you for watching.